The Silverado ZR2 Bison. I remember mentioning this thing like 4 months ago. No one believed me, and here it is, confirmed by Chevy themselves. Real quick, if you guys want to win this C8 Corvette with the SVJ wing, there's only like 100 spots left. I'll put the image up on the screen of how many slots are left. 1,000 entries total for this C8 Corvette. So if you guys want to win this insanely clean, beautiful, gorgeous Corvette, go in the description and get yourself entered, because this thing is amazing. I got to drive it the whole way to Ohio to the Triple F car show, and this thing got more compliments than Mike's actual SVJ. They also donated a bunch to charity, but here it is, the Silverado ZR2 Bison. No, I'm just kidding. I wish that the ZR2 Bison would be half of what this truck is. The Ram TRX, of course, the pinnacle. That's the standard, what everyone shoots for now to achieve in the truck world. And here we have the regular ZR2, Silverado ZR2. Bit of a disappointment. I was expecting a little bit more, but all in all, still a very capable truck, because they gave us that rear locker and even a front locker on this truck. So pretty comparable to the Colorado ZR2, but still lacking in a bunch of different areas. Some stuff I found out from the launch trailer here, I'll put that up. The front bumper on my truck here is like sort of this black inlay. On the new ZR2 Bison, it seems it's going to be color matched, which you can take that one or two ways. It's definitely going to make it look a little bit better. Modifications like that, or at least adjustments on trucks, is sort of what you would expect whenever you go up from year to year. On the new trucks, you're going to get rid of these and have some bigger fog lamps, along with a massive AEV steel front bumper. I have a steel bumper on the front of mine, but I think that this one is a little bit more at risk of getting damaged. The steel one on the AEV is one of those that, like, if it gets bumped or hit, it doesn't matter. It's like that flat black, and not too much is going to get damaged. I drove this thing cross country, and you guys can see the front of this is just speckled with so many dings and dents. Huge rock chip right there, and even on the skid plate. And I'm assuming with the AEV Bison upgrades, you're not going to see any of that crap, especially whenever you're out on the trail. It's going to be able to handle anything you throw at it, just like with the ZR2 Colorado Bison. Moving under the truck, for this Silverado ZR2, the skid plates are lacking. They're there, but they're lacking. Just like the Colorado ZR2, you want to see way more coverage in terms of skid plates. And on the Bison, they step that up. Now, on the Silverado ZR2, you have almost 100% skid plate coverage underneath, at least on everything vital that you would care about. The problem with those skid plates, though, is you gain a lot of weight. It's heavy steel. It's very expensive steel, actually, that they use, that's stamped and they put underneath these trucks to protect vital components. So they cut these big holes in them that still maintain structural integrity and the strength, but get rid of a lot of unnecessary weight, because a lot of the times whenever you add weight on this, you're going to be subtracting from the truck's payload. Finally, in this little short teaser that Chevy put out, you get to my favorite part of the video, and it's like, this is what should have come stock. I understand with the ZR2 Bison, you're going to have to step up some stuff, so there's going to be lacking things on the stock ZR2, but this is what should come stock on any off-road truck. It is the rear differential, the pumpkin skid plate. You need that so bad, that where that drive shaft connects in there at the U-joint, it takes such a beating, even with spotters, all that. If you off-road enough, you're gonna punch a rock into the differential, because it hangs so much lower than any of the other components. And they put a big, beefy skid plate to cover this. I heard some other channels complaining that this should be a solid skid plate the whole way across the axle, extend to the shock mounts, which it's whatever. I obviously that would be better, but I'm just happy with the fact that they're protecting the pumpkin, because as far as I know, that takes a beating more than anything else on the truck that doesn't normally have a skid plate on it. Onto the rear tailgate, this just looks like a plain Chevy Silverado. I love how they have the black bumper here, but aside from that, like, I got to get rid of these little chrome badging. Trying to step it up here with some mods. You guys can watch this video on how I installed these sick aftermarket tinted LEDs. Great company. The price is on point, even with inflation, and the quality is bar none some of the best. So some of the best priced headlights for the quality that you're getting, it's fantastic. Anyway, the rear bumper on the ZR2 Bison, stepping it up. This is a little bit more aggressive than a modification that you would see on a year-to-year basis. This is almost something that you would see whenever the truck is entering a new generation. So this is a big step up, the two-tone. Normally I would think this is tacky, and you don't normally see this on vehicles. It's just kind of weird whenever they do these two-tones, but Chevy did it on this one because it almost, as far as I can tell, resembles what you're going to see on the Hummer EV. Quick interjection here for you guys. If you have money, I understand that real estate's insane, but with interest rates going up, it might not be the best investment. It's always going to be a good investment, but maybe not the best investment. I'm telling you, this is a crazy one that I have no doubt in. Purchase a low mileage Ram TRX if you can afford it. I'm talking to like 1% of my audience if you're able to do this, because I sure as hell can't. Stick it in a garage, even the ZR2, any truck. Any new truck that you can keep nice, stick in a garage, not beat the crap out of it, and hang on to that for a few years after all these laws are passed where V8 gas engines are gone. You guys saw the craze for how much want there was for the old muscle cars back in the 60s. Imagine in 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, how much A Ram TRX, like the Ignition Edition, with no mileage on it, supercharged Hellcat V8 truck. How sought after that is going to be. People flip out about old vehicles being numbers matching. That's an insane investment. I'm not gonna be able to do it, obviously, because it's just too much money, but I'm just saying right now, they will come back to this video and it's like, should have invested in Bitcoin. It's like, no, should have invested in Hellcat. The Glacier Blue looks great, but maybe it'll come in like a unique color. You guys saw that green for that one-off C8. I guess you can say goodbye to ever having that on a Corvette then, if that's gonna be a one-off. Such a great color wasted that they're never gonna produce other than that one of one. So maybe some cool colors here for this Silverado ZR2 Bison. I am this close to pulling the trigger on one if the price is right. It was like 10 grand more for the Colorado ZR2 Bison edition, and you got added some like rock sliders and rock tubes on the back. All this stuff, definitely good. Is it worth 10 grand? Probably not. AEV is all about off-roading. They're sort of a big head company now. I have their fender flares on my ZR2 Colorado. It was like $1,500 or $1,700 for the most flimsy plastic fender flares. I think ever since they got that partnership with Chevy, they just think they're a little bit bigger than they are. It's just so disappointing that we don't have a Pro Charger on these things. I mean, they have the capability. Chevy has the engines. They could just swap into these trucks. It'd be nothing for them to put a supercharger in here, and it would fit. It would absolutely fit. Pay your engineers like an extra $50,000 and they'd be able to make it work. It's nothing. The return would be insane. The opportunity is right there for Chevy. They just have to take it. They did it with the C8. I mentioned this in my last video or a few videos ago, how Corvette is like not even Chevy anymore. It's like its own department. It's not with the old head. Hopefully this is like their second awakening. It's like, you know what? We missed the mark a little bit. Let's try again. Let's really give this thing some power. I know people are like, you don't need a supercharger whenever you're off-road. Of course I don't need it, but you know, I'm not only doing off-road. It sucks whenever I come off the trail and I'm headed back home from Roush Creek and I'm getting absolutely smoked by a truck that's way heavier than mine. The TRX is sort of a insane phenomenon though, so at least I can beat the Gen 3 Raptor, right? Well, no, I can't do that either. The Bison needs to come through. As an owner, I know what I'm talking about whenever it comes to the Chevy Silverado ZR2. We've pushed this thing already. I know what it needs. It needs more power, and there's rumors that this thing is going to be able to fit 37-inch tires from the factory. They're reworking the inner wheel wells. There's rumors of that happening. There's nothing confirmed from Chevy, but people have been talking about it. That's really all I need. A supercharger, 37-inch tires, and a wide body kit. That's all I'm asking for. People say complain, complain, complain. I just want three things. Chevy has a good platform here. Those three things, the truck's perfect. Because deep down, I trust this bow tie still. I know a lot of you don't, but I want to believe that Chevy still has something to prove, still is in the game with Ford and Ram. Ram was on the ropes for a few years. Whenever you talked about Ram, it was junk. And regardless of your opinions, you have to admit, they're about to take the lead. Because with electric vehicles, the finish line's in sight. It's going to end here very, very soon for these incredible, beautiful machines. So Chevy, your time's running out. Prove me wrong. ZR2 Bison. I'm ready to put my order in. Let's hope it's worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I think I set up like the members thing that you're supposed to do on YouTube. I don't know what it does. I put some like perks in there for you, I guess, if you guys are interested in that. I don't really know what it does. I think it's like badging for you guys in the comments. But if you guys want to look into that and you're like super fans, it'll help me out. This channel is insanely expensive to run, so every little bit helps just with the entertainment, because essentially I'm just breaking even. Follow me on Instagram, RFRacing717. If you guys buy any one of these products, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it enters you to win this insane Camaro, and now officially dropped this beautiful Corvette C7. There's limited edition, any vehicle, especially with Chevy though. It just, I don't know, it really gets me going. I love whenever they do special editions like that. Buy any one of those products, you're automatically entered to win. Change your life. Likes are always appreciated. Say Bison in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Thank you guys again for watching. See you next time.